Want to keep up with the latest Camodo gaming videos? Be sure to subscribe and click that bell. Oh, YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Tiny Town VR, and yes, folks, we are back once again, and today we are back with a brand new disaster. So I saw a comment from the last video, and somebody suggested that I do an avalanche slash rock slide slash mudslide. Is it an avalanche if it's in snow, or can an avalanche be like rocks and stuff? I'm not really sure. It depends on what we're actually going to do here. We'll discuss that here in a second. Now, if you missed the last episode, we had a alien camp over here. We had UFOs. We kind of finished up this area. If you missed it, I'll flash it in the top right corner, but it was a pretty awesome little build there. And also, I do want to announce the next episode, I believe, is going to be the town tour, to kind of show you guys, especially the newer viewers, what they potentially have missed here in Tiny Town. So today, we're going to be working in this area beside the tornado. I'm going to fill this in with grass. I'm going to put some mountains back here. We'll have this massive avalanche coming down. It's going to be pretty awesome. So, if you guys have any suggestions for Tiny Town builds, comment below. And if you're enjoying Tiny Town on the channel, maybe hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel. And let's get to building. Alright, so today we're finally going to be able to use the mountain piece here. So, let me go ahead and stretch that out. This is where the avalanche, or whatever it's going to be called, is coming down. Debating on how I want to do this. I'm thinking I'm going to have like a small little, I guess we'll call it kind of like a town. Probably be some more neighborhoods, maybe some small businesses. And this is going to be at the base of the mountain, which this is all happening from. So I think that's going to be the peak there. How tall is that summit? If we are standing on top of this mountain, what does the view of the town look like? Okay, that's not too bad. So I think that's going to be the peak. Now what I'm going to do here, because it is going to look obviously a little plain, we're going to add some smaller ones. And we're going to kind of intersect them a little bit. That way it makes it look more like an actual mountain range, opposed to just one little mountain setting up here. I actually kind of had this set up in one of the episodes prior to this, but I actually got rid of that because I wasn't 100% happy with it. So I think we're going to go with something like that. We're going to end it about right here because the ocean's actually going to be on this side. But let me form this a little bit, and let me put some grass in this area. And we'll decide if it's going to be snow, or if it's going to be rocks, or if it's going to be mud. I don't know what's going to be falling down. I guess we could say the thunderstorm there has soaked the mountain, and maybe it caused a mudslide. That could be a thing, too. Alright, so you can see that I filled in the ground here. Kind of started a little bit of a neighborhood out here, because I figured it's not going to be any big business. Like, that's all at the center of downtown. Plus, we have like a small, kind of the same area over here with the tornado. So, thinking it's going to be something similar. Now, I do believe I'm going to have a couple businesses along this line here. But first, I got to figure out what is this going to actually look like. Now, I'm pretty sure I should use the spheres here. But what? I can do snow. I can do mud. I'm thinking the likely scenario here is probably going to be mud, if I had to guess. Because we'll just say there's a lot of grass, a lot of elevated, maybe everything's kind of on a bit of a slope. Because honestly, I don't think there's not a lot of snow up there, so snow seems a little bit out of the question. And that and the whole fact there's a beach over there. So I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to go with mud, and we'll make it look absolutely fantastic here. Let me go ahead and turn off snapping. And I'm going to do kind of a similar approach how I do some of my debris fields. So it's going to be a bunch of these spheres rolling in. It's going to roll up the mountain a bit too. You know, another thought about this, you really probably could do the same thing with, say, a volcano. I don't have a volcano though. I could probably try to make one. Now, that is not the only ground piece that there is. The mountain piece is just a custom piece off the workshop. I believe it's the, let me check here. I want to say it's the railroad. They have some ground pieces. Yeah, they do. We could probably use some of this too. That way, maybe we'll make the base of the mountain look a little bit more pleasing. Something like that. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll roll some of this in. Man, I'm pretty excited for this one. This is a pretty cool build. Alright, so what I'm doing now, as you can see, I've been fairly busy. I'm trying to make this look like it's sliding off the mountain into the streets. It's going to be swallowing up houses. That actually looks pretty cool. I'm trying to make it look a lot less like just a bunch of spheres. So I'm starting to add pieces into it. I'm adding like trees. We'll have debris, maybe some cars, roadways. and make it look like it's really carrying everything off. Now, a lot of times when you see like a mudslide or some sort of footage from it, you're gonna see, let's go to zombie. They have some stripped down trees here. I guess the mud rushing through actually like rips off a lot of the limbs and leaves. So we're gonna go ahead, let me find that real quick, and we're gonna use those. There we go, check that out. So we're gonna stick some of these in here too. That is cool looking. I think we might actually put like a train in here. Say there was like a train connection or a bridge up there towards the mountains, like a mountain pass. I think we might stick one of those in there. Now, what does it look like if I were to bury a house here? So say you had this street that would have been right here, like, well, you can still see the street, but you see the mud's washing over the one side. What if I were to put like a house somewheres over here? I got cars. Also, I think we're actually going to use some of the rescue personnel this time. We don't really use them often. I mean, we do, but they're normally just standing there. Like, I might actually have like a helicopter rescue or something. So if I were to stick a house in here... Oh, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Maybe there were some houses up in the mountain area that are getting washed through here, too. Tell you what, these things are, you definitely don't mess with something like a mudslide. And I've seen people actually stand near mudslides in like the footage, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like a very smart thing to do. I'd be afraid of the ground actually sliding out from under me. I got a building I want to use over here. I think a gas station. That kind of fits the area out here, so maybe it's getting washed away. We're going to have like people riding on top of the buildings and stuff, so I'm going to get to that here in a second. There's its fuel pumps. Alright, and we need an awning here, so the awning could be crashing over to the side. There we go. Let's get a scaling of this real quick to give you guys just an actual picture of how big the mudslide is. That's frightening. That coming through the mountains. I think I'm going to not have it at the top of the mountains, but in the cracks on each side, we'll have the mud pouring down from there. So it could have been like a huge lake up there, oversaturated, just tons of bad things happen, and it all comes down the mountain, unfortunately. So we got to do that. We got to have people running. Here's an aerial view of it. Oh, yeah. Alright, so there's a little bit more work I need to do here before I'm satisfied. I want to add some more rocks in here, maybe some more trees, more cars. But I need to make it look like it's coming from this area, so let's get to work on that. Alright, so I'm starting to do some more action here. I'm putting that train I was talking about. It's still kind of connected. I'm going to have it kind of running through this whole area. So we'll have boom, boom. Get a couple of the cargo carts. There we go. Boom. And then I think it'll slowly probably just disappear in here. There we go. Get another piece here. Maybe one back here. So you can see kind of where it snakes through. Also added a little bit more to the mountains. I finished that side of the grass. You can now see where the mudslide's actually coming down the mountain. Man, I like this a lot. Also, I've added some smaller businesses here. I think I'm going to actually extend the mudslide out this way. You can even see where it's running off into the water over there on the outskirts of Tiny Town. This is cool. Alright, let me add some more mud, and then we're going to get to the nitty-gritty with the people here, and then we'll get some rescue heroes out, and we'll try to make this really a complete scene here. Alright, so I finally added some small details here. I've added some trees, made it look a little bit more like a forest on this side. I got a solar farm back there. I've added some trees to the middle here to make it look kind of like it's a little park area in the middle of all these houses. I've even added some stuff to the backyards of some of the houses. Alright, so it's time for the people. The people that are trying to ride this out and the people that are trying to rescue people. That's a lot of people. So, alright, so I already know I want somebody riding on top of this. So this guy here, he, I don't know how he got up here. You know, maybe he was in the middle of the mudslide and he managed to get up here. But he's actually sliding off this awning. We'll have his buddy here. He's going to be trying to grab him. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be able to do with this. People running. I already have some cars fleeing here. So you can see this guy's trying to grab his buddy. Yeah, you don't want to get in front of that mudslide. I don't have a trained conductor or engineer, but I do have this construction guy. He's going to be riding the front of this thing down. Maybe he escaped the cab and he's just on the front here. Probably contemplating what he's done in life to deserve this. There we go, so we're going to stick him there. Of course, we need Grandma here in a minute. Also, I need some fire trucks. There's a lot of things I need. Alright, let's add some people. Alright, so I've went ahead and I've added some people here. You can see there's a ton of people just running around. Some are coming through the parks, down the street here. A lot of them are just out in front of the old mudslide here. You got like a cop helping a girl out. Of course, you saw the train that we did. There's people, some people are just in shock. Like, do you run? Because these things really travel at a high rate of speed, or you just sit there like Mr. Elvis here, held your hands over your head and just wonder, what did I do to deserve this? Up here, you got like people holding on to the tops of the roofs of the houses. You got like, of course, awning guy over here. Actually, some people over here have actually climbed up on top. That is quite a spectacular view if you're up here with these people watching that slide down the mountain. Also, I added some more things back here I never pointed out. I did add a couple more vehicles. Actually, I was talking about that train bridge earlier. That's it there. You really can't see the tracks on it, but went ahead and added that. Now, of course, we gotta have some like news coverage of this, so we need some helicopters in the air. Also, some rescue choppers. That's one thing we really don't have in Tiny Town. We have these normal choppers, which I guess you can make this into a rescue chopper, but I don't know, it really doesn't look like it to me. We'll say this is a news one over here. This one kind of over here kind of looks like a news one too. Don't ask me how they got like by the super tornado there, but they did. Got that. Maybe we'll have one of these. Little Cessna style planes flying by, checking it out. So we're gonna call this our rescue vehicle here, a rescue helicopter, I should say. We're gonna place this over here, and we're gonna have them trying to pull some people off a roof. So we have a bit of a rescue going on here, and because Grandma's so awesome, she's up here. She's one of the rescue workers. Of course, it's probably one of the clones. And we all know Grandma has super strength. So the cop's trying to hold on to Grandma. Grandma's got her upper body working here, and she's actually holding on to two people she just rescued off this roof that is on the house that's sliding down the mountain here. That is awesome. Oh boy, I like this. I need to add some firefighters, and I need some like fire trucks here too. Alright, so I've added those in. You can see the firefighters reacting. Got a couple fire trucks. I was going to say I was going to block the street off, like say the cops kind of, well, I guess that wouldn't make sense if people are still trying to escape. I was going to block like this street off over here, but I think we're going to leave that open. So I need to add some trees back here, and probably need to do a little more slope off of the mountain range on the other side. And here's one more thing over here. This shaded area under the storm here, somebody suggested that I do a lightning strike into like a forest and maybe have a forest fire. We might try that. That actually would probably make sense in this area once you look at it. So yeah, as soon as I can fill out these green areas, it's really probably just going to be trees. That way they just don't look really empty. But overall, I'm really, really happy with this build. Hold on, let's look at these mountains from back here. That looks spectacular. It actually gives a little bit more elevation, which I've been meaning to do because honestly our city is extremely, extremely flat here. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode here today. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys have any suggestions for future builds, like I said, comment below. But I'm actually super happy with this here. So, like I said, I told you my plans. We are going to have a town tour next episode. It's probably going to be a fairly, I wouldn't say that long of a video, but it's going to be a longer one because we're going to go into the streets, check everything out. Probably won't go as much into detail as I normally do on the episodes, but I want to give you guys a brief overview of the whole situation, the whole town here in Tiny Town. But like I said, thank you guys for all the love and support on this series. You guys are absolutely amazing, and we will see you guys next time in Tiny Town.